New Mexico State has the 2008 WAC Coach of the Year in Mike Jordan. He's in his 12th year. He has helped this team advance to the NCAA tournament 5 of the last 6 years. He's going to be facing a talented Hawaii team. Boy, they know how to put talent on the floor. Their opposite is Stephanie Farrell. Outside hitters, big guns for this team. Kanani Danielson and Aneli Cubi-Otineru. Middles, Amber Kaufman and Brittany Hewitt. Dani Mafua is the setter, and Elizabeth Kayahue is the libero. This team is led by Dave Soji. 35 years at the helm of this program, over 1,000 wins. He is the 2009 WAC Coach of the Year. We'll talk an awful lot more about the history of this Hawaii program and Dave Soji. The Hawaii program has a great tradition, Karch, and we can see that there's a lot of fans in the stands from Hawaii as well.
They brought a lot of people, and in fact, this is one of the first times the WAC has gone to a neutral site. A couple of years ago, it was in Hawaii and going around to different schools, but they're going with the neutral site. Probably don't get as many Hawaii fans here, but I'm impressed at how many showed up so far for this tournament.
First serve of the match, Jenna DeVries. The setter will start us off. Immediately outside, Aneli Cubi-Otineru with the kill.
And the opposing coach, of course, Mike Jordan, was saying Cubi-Otineru is the other half of the engine that really drives this team. She plays opposite, of course, Kanani Danielson. One of them will always be in the front row.
Whitney Woods, the opposite for New Mexico State, takes a swing. And Woods, a big block on Otineru.
We saw earlier today in the walkthrough Hawaii practicing how to defend Woods, and you can see 3 players earlier in that rally. 3 players were leaning in on the cross-court shot for Woods.
Middle attack, Giddens gets it up. It's sent long by New Mexico State. The point goes to Hawaii.
In the middle of that rally, we saw number 2, Amber Kaufman, who's now going back to serve, get set as she's one of the middle hitters for UH, and she got set at about her ear because she's such a tremendous jumper. It's hard for a setter to set her high enough.
Woods again in the middle. It's chased down by Hawaii, but they're not able to recover, and Woods a tremendous leaper for New Mexico State.
Got leapers on both sides of the net. And the dangerous thing for Hawaii is if Woods gets hot, she's almost unstoppable. So they were concentrating a lot in that walkthrough, how to slow her down.
They had success with that earlier this year. New match, big venue. Otineru, meanwhile, can get hot for Hawaii, a kill down the line.
Wow, just ripping that ball down the line. And as you saw, her body was facing somewhat cross-court. So that's a tough thing for blockers to stop her when she looks like she's hitting one way and then crushes it to her right down the line.
That ball's on the line. Service ace for Cubi-Otineru, a tough server for the Wahine.
And she's 6th in the nation in aces, averaging over half per game. One of her favorite ones is going from that one corner, cross court to the far corner. We'll see if she breaks that out here. There it is.
That's the one. It's passed, but overpassed. Painful for Kanani Danielson.
And in my book, that actually is not an ace in the stats because play continued, but essentially it was because when she sends it back over the net, it's an almost automatic kill for UH.
And when you send it to Kanani Danielson, it's a pretty much automatic kill. This time she controls it, takes something off of it. They go back to Woods. Danielson blocks her.
Watch from the end zone here. Everybody for UH except that back row digger was leaning to their right, our left, all in an effort to try to stop the cross-court game of Woods.
Otineru continues her serve. They go back to Woods again. They get out of the rotation after Kaylee Giddens was served 3 times.
Nicely run by New Mexico State. They isolated Woods, got a one-on-one situation. She stayed in the middle of the court after number 6, Kelsey Brennan, pulled a blocker away.
Now Woods is out. She's rotated the backcourt, and Brianna Brown is in for her serving, number 8 in black. Outside ball, just high. Mafua goes outside, and that's Kanani Danielson.
And that's the exact matchup that Coach Jordan is worried about. His setter, Jenna DeVries, number 10, trying to block and slow down Kanani Danielson. 5 there against 10 and going right over her and down the line. Keep an eye on that. If that happens a lot, New Mexico State may make some changes and go to leave the one-setter offense and bring somebody else in and run a 2-setter, what we call a 6-2 offense.
Yeah, DeVries at only 5'8", has a bit of a mismatch there. Brandt serving for Hawaii. DeVries calls her own number there, does not get the ball over, and
that's a tough play to run because the pass was off the net. If that were about 3 feet closer, that'd be a much easier play for her to make.
Stephanie Brandt, a senior from Irvine, serves again. Big bang for New Mexico, and Krista Altermat gets a kill through the block.
And remember, in the 2 matches that these 2 teams faced each other, actually 3 New Mexico State players hit 0 for the match. That's kills minus their errors divided by the total. So you figure they've got to be better on offense than they were in the 2 previous matches, especially if they want to win and get that automatic berth.
What do you think they need to hit in order to have some success tonight?
Well, the team as a whole hit under 100, hit 097, and so they're definitely going to have to hit something along the lines of 200 or so. And on that play, you could see number 2, Amber Kaufman for Hawaii, cheating way over. So they had a nice 2-person block formed, but she didn't get her hands across the net, and so notched the kill and the point for New Mexico State.
Kelsey Phillips, New Mexico State's libero serve. Goes right at Cubi-Otineru, and Mafua calls her own number. That ball just wide ball, Kaylee Giddens.
But I really like the read that Brianna Brown had, number 8 for New Mexico State. She was not surprised by that setter dump by Mafua at all.
Kanani Danielson serving in the backcourt now, still a big offensive threat. A little change of pace. Nice change of pace from Erin Birmingham, the middle for New Mexico State.
That was, and she saw the libero for Hawaii back a little too far on defense, Ka'ahue, and it took her just an extra fraction of a second to get there. Missed it by a couple of inches.
DeVries serves. And the touch. Point goes.
And there's a great view of Kaufman, who elevates so high, going right over the block and down, in that case, toward the middle back.
Kaufman, 3rd in the NCAA in the high jump. Kind of helps with that elevation from Kaufman. A service ace for Hawaii.
She high jumped 6'4". She could almost high jump this net, amazingly. And the person she lost to was another volleyball player, Destiny Hooker, the star for Texas. Again, Texas looking for a big seed, one of the number 4, number 1 seeds going into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Destiny Hooker, one of the big guns for the Longhorns, and as you mentioned, won the NCAA high jump record in the spring. Her sister Desiree Hooker won it a couple of years ago, so the hops run in the family. Kaylee Giddens, a junior from Lubbock, Texas, serves for New Mexico State. Another service error.
We've seen several so far, and that was part of the thing Coach Jordan was worried about. We are not known for the strength of our serve. We have to turn it up a notch, but it's a balancing act because you try to serve too tough and it goes out of bounds too often.
DeVries goes outside, it's dug. Cubi-Otineru takes a big swing. A little net play. New Mexico out of system completely. Cubi-Otineru defended. It's up! And a big pursuit by New Mexico State, but Hawaii wins the rally. Hawaii with a 15-7 lead early in set 1. Just big bangs from Kanani Danielson and team. Will Hawaii continue, or can New Mexico State pull it together? Hawaii off to a quick start in set 1 of this WAC Tournament Championship. Dave Soji's team leading by a score of 15-7. in set 1. He's had an awful lot of success with this Wahine program, Coach.
He sure has. The only thing I think he'd like to do is get back to that NCAA semifinal and final. He won 3 titles in the 80s. That's tied for second all time in any college program history. Another, of course, program that is tied with him is #1 Penn State. That's won the last 2 in a row for a total of 3, going for #4, trying to tie Stanford.
And they're going in big style after having not lost a match last year. They have not lost a match this year. Penn State on everybody's mind as we start to enter tournament time. Everybody looking at their big stars, Alicia Glass and Megan Hodge.